Hello everyone, I'm just continuing where I left off from the previous lab on lab 14, the bouncing ball animation. And I believe I said something about saving it out as a .ma file or my ASC2 file. Ignore that because I just tried to do it and it wouldn't let me save out. That used to be the only way you could save this file out. I tried to export it, that didn't work either. So you should be able to file save scene as and just save it out as your Maya binary file. And then you also have your Maya ASC2 file. It didn't allow me, I'll show you. I tried to save it as a Maya .ma file basically, as it's saved out originally. Click save, it comes up with this error. It didn't save out. I can locate the folder. Didn't save it out as the MA file. You'll see my ASC2 file, my binary file. I was able to save it out as a file, save scene as my binary. Yes, I'm going to replace it. So that worked perfectly fine. I closed this out. I can do file, new scene, right? I'm going to do file, open scene, locate the my binary, bouncing ball, my binary file, click open, hit play, and it's working just fine. I just thought I would show that to you. Other than that, I just wanted to cover out how to save this file out. If it's not working for any reason, let me know and I'll do everything I can to help you save it out. I feel like that might be the only issue we may run into, but you never know. Let me know if you do struggle to get this thing saved out. I guess while I'm at it, I will cover one more thing, if it's even in here still. We're going to go to Windows, Setting Preferences, and go to the Plugin Manager. In here, we're going to look to see what they have in here by default, if they have anything else that you can set up. So I have Game FBX Exporter already out. So if you don't already have objexport.mll, do loaded and auto load. Click that one on. If you don't have the FBX game exporter, that's by default. I don't remember ever changing it unless I imported old settings, which I don't think I did. Loaded and auto load on that. Fur is probably exactly what it sounds like if you were creating a character that had fur characterization. The less things you have in here, the faster Maya will open. But let's see, that's probably all you need. I'm just curious. So in order to, let's just do export all. So if I was going to export all, I don't even, it does have FBX export. I would imagine this works, but I would have to go into animation. It does have the animation exporting. I'm exporting all. I could bake the animation. I'm going to try not to, and I'm just going to call it bouncing ball test and export all. I'm just going to hit close and just see. I'm going to do file, new scene. I'm going to click don't save because I just recently saved it. And now I'm going to try to import that FBX file and just see if it works. So the ball is missing. I have the other one. I just wanted to try it. I'm sure if I played with some of the settings it might work. But because this was made in such an older version of Maya, I mean, I don't even know what year it was created. It was probably at least 10 years ago, that Maya file, the ball. So if it doesn't work, just stick with this one. It's more than acceptable. I just think it's a fun rig to play around with if you can. And it doesn't appear that you can export it out. I would have to play around with a lot more settings to figure it out, but I'm not too concerned about it right now. Let's try one more thing just while I'm at it because I'm curious. We're going to open up the original one. Don't save. I'm going to try this game exporter. They even have send to Unity, send to Unreal. Game exporter. Smooth mesh, triangulate. We talked about triangles, skinning, blend shapes. FBX 2018. It's got it all the way back here to years and years ago, which is kind of neat. Newest one, I'm just going to leave it by default on whatever it was on. And path is going to be here. Choose, because I'm just choosing the path, enter a file name, test, export. Just want to see if it works. Okay, it says export successful. I'm going to do file new scene. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to file import, test export FBX. And again, it didn't work. So maybe if I tried an older version, but I hope you learned something from that too. In terms of if you're a gamer, you know how to send it to Unreal or Unity right off the bat, because they do work with one another. It's pretty neat. I think you can work back and forth actually as well. I'm not 100% familiar on it, otherwise I'd show it to you, but this isn't a game class. This is just a modeling and animation course. So if you have extra questions, feel free to shoot them to me and I'll do everything I can to answer them, but I just thought that might be fun to check out. So save it out as a Maya file for sure. I can always try to export it as other types of files. FBX is a pretty standard one. DAE_FBX is one that keeps everything, if they still have it. DAE FBX export. If this doesn't save it out, I'd test 2. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay. Yeah. So, oops. One last try. Test2.dae. And it brought nothing in. Okay. Now, let's do export all, and let's switch it to FBX. And I'm gonna just try one last thing, just because I'm dying to know. Animation, bake animation, start will be frame 1, end will be frame 20, one step at a time, so frame 1, frame 2, frame 3. Skins, deform models, I'm just going to do all that, and I'm just going to try it to see if it'll bake with the animation. New scene, don't save, file import. Was it this one? No. I don't even know if it exported, or if I exported in a totally different folder because I didn't check my file path. Anyway, it was just kind of fun to see. When you bake down an animation, it's going to set a keyframe for every single frame from 1 to 10 to 20. So it'll be like, instead of seeing those keyframes on just frame 1 and 20, 1, 10, and 20, and 7 and 13, you would see it on frame, red frame here, keyframe here, all the way through every single frame. So just figured I'd try it out. I don't think I saved out the file path, and I definitely covered what I wanted to in this video. I just wanted to play around a little bit and show you some of the other options in case you ever do run into additional saving when you're saving out a file. Those are other ways to export animations. Unity and Unreal really do use FBX files very commonly. It's one of the, I think it stands for film box file. It's one of the most common standard file formats for gaming and film and things like that, to work between programs, especially with animation and rigs and stuff like that. But Like I said, this is a really old rig made a very, very long time ago in a Maya file far away. But the other format, which is great, is if you are ever exporting anything else, to file export selection. Now, if this was a really cool model with no animation, because this file type doesn't save out animations, but it is probably the most common for just a solid object, OBJ export. This is a great way that pretty much every software can read an OBJ file, but it doesn't store animation properties in it. So if you're just trying to get a model for a 3D print or something, most 3D printers will use an STL, some will utilize an OBJ, but the OBJ export is pretty universal between different 3D programs and gaming engines and things like that. So just an FYI. But if you have questions or further questions, you can't save it out. Just save it out as a regular file. It worked fine for me. If it doesn't for you, just let me know. But totally understand. And this one will work no matter what. We already tried that. It exported with everything as well. So anyway, just thought I would touch base on saving out this particular file because it is a slightly different file than what we've been working with. Shoot me any questions you have, concerns, or anything like that on Canvas inbox. And I appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, take care, everyone.